Miss Wiggins, Miss Brown, downtown Marie Brown. I'm old school with this wire because I don't like sticking anything in my ear. I really hate that. I don't know how y'all do it. I put it around my ear, but I don't want to stick nothing in my ear. Good afternoon, ma'am. So it's us two, man. All right, cool. The reason I'm doing this is because I forgot that tonight I have a flight I got to catch this evening, like 5, and I won't be back till tomorrow night, Monday night. So that means no 8 o'clock in the morning. So I want to do this now. And for those who miss it, they can get it in the morning. Or, I mean, they can get it tonight, but they'll know that I'm not going to be on. I'm still going to post that I won't be. But I just thought since I'm not, this would be something that you can listen, you can check out, wish I could save it and put it on in the morning, but we got the 2 people that need to be on here. Some people still in church, some people still sleep, whatever they're doing, and that's cool. But I want to talk about 3 things today. One of them is, while you learning your business and it doesn't matter what business you're in, as you're growing and stuff, you see stuff out online, you see stuff in books, you see me talk about things. The best thing for you to do, because we are in information overload. It's so much information out here. It's so many people talking to you. But if you hear something that sounds good, let's say Ms. Wiggins made a statement about her business, and I didn't know that, or I didn't know about a business, or it was just a profound statement. I want to keep my phone or notepad near me, and I'll say, oh, say that again. So I want to hear it again, so then I can put it in my notes and save it so I can reuse it. Or if I've saved so many videos that I see out on YouTube and online, social media, and it's, some powerful stuff in there. It might be 1 or 2 messages, and because I know I'll forget, and I know I can't do everything at that one time. That's information overload. But you do want to save it. Before the internet, I used to when I read magazines that I bought, and a particular page was really popping, or a particular quote on that page that made me, want to use that on something else or talk about it, I would rip that page out and put it in my little file drawer, or fold it up and put it somewhere. So when I come back and I want to talk about some things, I can pull up some of those points. I can pull up some of those things and talk about it. And so now they hadn't gotten away from me, because a lot of times we hear stuff and it get away from us. I mean, it's gone. And you can't even remember what the person said. You don't remember what you read. You didn't mark it. You didn't copy it. Sometimes you can just copy it from your phone, take a picture of it, save it somewhere so that you can have that information, because it's so much information out here, and it's so much good stuff going by us, and a lot of bad stuff out here. But save the good stuff, document the good stuff, put it down somewhere that you can have it, so you can come back to it. And I mean, that's so important to do that. I've been doing it all my life, but because of the internet and social media, and we're so video driven. And I remember talking about this in 2010 or 9. Internet was, Facebook was out. Instagram was really jumping. YouTube was out, but a lot of people weren't really looking at YouTube. It was more websites that we had. And I kept telling people then, man, video training is going to be popping. At that time, it wasn't a lot of video training. I mean, YouTube was up, but a lot of people didn't even know what YouTube was about. I think YouTube came out in 2006. That's why when I even got on YouTube, I didn't know what I was doing. And the people didn't know what they're doing. So I just started a website and put my stuff out there. And I mean, a YouTube page, didn't know how to promote it, didn't know how to really get it out there. So it's a lot of old stuff that I had sitting out there. I just kind of moved that to private when I started my podcast, and I used that page that I already had set up. But I kept telling people, because I was creating videos at the time. I was creating short videos. I had a studio that I was going to, kind of like I created a podcast. If you look at, I got some old videos. I think I got those private now, but I was interviewing people in this studio. They was in a chair, I was in a chair. It was a podcast, but nobody had talked about podcasts then. And kind of wish, hindsight is 2020. I kind of wish I had started then and kept doing it. And here's the thing. I didn't know how to load the videos. I didn't know how. And even to this day, I don't. I didn't want to slow down doing what I did. I spoke, I built teams, product customers, and that was my thing. I was doing conference calls. That's, kind of old now. But I was doing all of that. But in that process, I would tell people, save this video, put it somewhere, because this information you're going to need. Save this article or this page in this book, put it somewhere, because you can come back and use it. Because I can promise you, you're going to be talking to somebody, or you thinking, what did I hear? I heard something. It could be saved in your phone where you can pull it up or whatever, but don't let good information get past you. Don't let good stuff, roll past you. Don't let somebody quote something and you don't write it down. You might feel like you're offending them by asking, and you're going to use, man, once it's out their mouth, it's fair game. Unless they didn't, done something where you can't use this particular quote. You can't put it on a t-shirt or something. You can't. But besides that, everything is fair game. I mean, first of all, I don't think there's anything new out here under the sun. I think you just reuse it, and you might say it a different way. Now, it could be some stuff new. I mean, the people said that years ago that it wasn't new. Then cars came out. Then, I'm not. So let me take that back. There are some new things out here. But that's number one. Make sure you take notes and put stuff around, take pictures, take the videos, put them together, something like that. All right, number two. This idea that we have a certain ability when we get started in life or get started in a business. We got a certain ability, or you working on some big project. You got certain intelligence. You got different talents that you were born with. And when you use those talents and that intelligence and that ability, and you don't win using it, you don't capitalize on that project, you don't win in your business, you don't win raising your family. Now, what you think is, it's all me. Obviously, I can't do it because I was born with that. Now, that's called a fixed mindset. It's a fixed mindset where you believe that what you were born with is all you got. You can't grow outside of that. You can't move outside of that. And the difference is that growth mindset says you can. Now, here's the key. You got to know when you're hanging around people with a fixed mindset. You try to help, tell them a book to read, do all that, but you can't keep hanging around them. I'm going to tell you one of the biggest challenges in relationships is that one person has a growth mindset and they marry somebody with a fixed mindset. And then the growth mindset is thinking they're going to change the fixed mindset. It's a possibility, but most of the time it ain't going to work that way. My pastor does a lot of marriage counseling. And he told me that one of the things that's so amazing is just little things. When people get ready to get married and they go through that counseling, that come out, that become big if you don't realize what's going on. He gave an example of this lady. She was marrying her guy, and they brought up the conversation that, you know, she said that she talked to her husband about getting some drapes in the house. Now, drapes usually are custom. Most of the time, they come measure them. They got to measure the length. They want the color to match. You know what I'm saying? When you're saying drapes. In his mind, what he heard was curtains. Even though she said drapes, he grew up with curtains. You know, go down to Walmart, grab some curtains, put them up on the window. That almost caused them to not get married, because it was a big concern, because he didn't want to pay that kind of money to get drapes. He's like, we just go get some curtains. We'll get some colors that match that. Why you want to spend that kind of money? That's a growth mindset, because she grew up with curtains, but she's also moved away from that. She wanted to have drapes. They bought a house. She want drapes. He want curtains. What I've seen in this business alone, the people who you lay down with at night, the significant others, could make you or break you. If they're not on the same page with you, having that same growth, there's a chance that that will deter you. Because when you're down and out, or you had a bad day and you come home and she or he don't understand that, they don't understand your hustle. They don't understand why you out late at night. They don't understand why you always on the laptop doing Zooms and whatever you're doing. They don't understand that. They want to snuggle and watch TV, and you don't, and you're trying to say, look, this is how I make my living. I got to do this. Well, can't you just go get a job? Well, some people do. That's cool. Jobs are great. They pay the bills. They do a lot of stuff. But if that person's mindset is not on that, the female or the male, they might hear that word job and be like, you know, start breaking out like, job, I got to go. And again, I think everybody should have a job. Sometimes when you are trying to do something entrepreneurial, you know, you might need that. You do need that to pay bills. You do need that. Some people don't. Some people are just hustlers. Some people just cannot do that. You know, they just a job. They just, and see, now you marry somebody who's used to that. And I used to say all the time, y'all didn't see that when you got married, when you had a counseling session, you didn't see that he was off or she was off. Nobody in your family said, you know, watch it. You didn't, there was no signs. No, he never came out like 2 years later. Okay. That's what you, but the fixed mindset is that person understand that, you know, they feel like the only ability they have is what they were born with. The only intelligence they have is what they were born with. You know, the only talent they had is what they're born with. They don't see themselves reading. They don't see themselves listening to audios. They don't see themselves changing the environment. because then you'll start growing and you can change. You know, like some people say, I was born poor, but I'm gonna die rich. You know, you can change all those things if you dig deep. Nobody's talking about that in the system. You know, in the school system, it's just a whole thing that just run you through there to get that job because they need workers. So they're not talking about you working on yourself, changing your mindset, believing in yourself, having the audacity to start a business. They're not talking about that. They're not even talking about careers anymore. You don't even hear them saying career. It's a job. And they want you to go work a job. Again, jobs are good. I'm talking to the mentality of that person who don't feel that way, who just will die. And you married that person. You don't know they were like that when you married them. Or you became a significant other of that person. That conversation didn't come up. Or most people think, see, Tony, I know what you're doing. You know that, but I'm gonna change you. I got a friend of mine, he has a great job you can get. And I'm gonna change you. I'm gonna tell you that this is where you should go, and I'm gonna take you over there. See, you just have a problem with not having seen good jobs, Tony. I'm gonna show you and see that person, my significant other, or whoever it is, your significant other or your friend, they don't, I guess they can't see that I'm unchangeable. They can't see that my mindset is, yeah, you know, so yeah. But if it's push come to shove and you don't have anything and you got to get some money coming in here, you might do that. You might do that, but it's got to be. It's probably, see, that's why a lot of people drive in Uber. Most of them people driving Uber are business-minded people who don't want somebody talking to them every day, telling them something. Who don't, that work out perfectly for most people who driving, you know, like driving Uber. You kind of feel like it's yours, like your own, and you feel like your independence because nobody's standing over you. You can turn that app on when you want to and turn it off when you want to. You know, so that person, you know, push come to shove, you just go make that money or just keep making that money. But if you're with somebody and they got that fixed mindset and you got a growth, you better understand what's going to happen because neither one of y'all going to change when it comes to that part of it. Neither one of y'all. Good afternoon, Miss Austin. See you. Neither one of you guys going to change when it comes to that. So that was number 2. And then number 3 is there's a speech or a talk out here called The Man in the Arena. And the man in the arena is talking about that it's not the critic, and I'm going to use the day and age term, or the hater that counts. What counts is you, the person that's in the fight, the person that's in the arena, getting beat up, getting rejected, getting knocked out, but you get back up every morning. Go at it again. Get back up every morning. Go at it again. That's who counts. That's who counts. Not the man sitting on the sideline looking over like, when you going to do this? You got to be in that fight, get dirty, and you talk to other people that are in the fight. It's not that person. It's and you know, you might fail greatly. But I always said this. I'd rather wake up every day and fight for a dream that might be so big it's out of people's mind than not have a dream at all, than just give up. I'd rather fight to the end because, you know, you hear people, they say all the time that, well, you talk to some of the senior citizens and they say, well, I wish I had spent more time with my family. I bet you a lot of people said too, I should have tried more things. When you in that senior citizen home and you know your time is up, It's two different thoughts there. It's not like everybody's saying, I wish I had spent more time with my family, because guess what? The ones that are in there that's saying that, I wish I had spent more time with my family, maybe didn't have the success that they wanted. And they need to understand that you still was in the fight. Maybe that's what it is. Because normally you got to, with a job, I don't know if when you say that, you mean that you didn't like your family and been around them, but I probably would be that person saying, I should have tried this, I should have tried that. And that one, see, all you got to do is hit one big home run. You just don't know when the home run pitch is coming. You can stand at the plate in this business game forever, and you'll never strike out. If you stand at the plate, you can swing and swing and swing. You know how they say 3 strikes you're out? No, not in business. You could just swing and swing and swing and swing and swing. You know, Hollywood, swing and and swing 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 and swing. You send me swinging and swing and swing and swing and swing and swing, and then all of a sudden, clap, and you look at, you running around the bases like, I knew it was coming. I was just waiting on that one pitch. I stayed there. See, some people walk away from the plate. Some people walk away from the plate. They ain't like, no. You can't walk away from the plate. You got to always keep swinging in whatever you do. I'm not saying that your business, you know, you got to keep swinging for your goals and dreams, because you don't know where the home run's going to come from. You don't know. You can learn how to trade, and you trade and make a lot of money, and then all of a sudden out the blue, somebody tell you to partner with them in some kind of business, and you do that, put a few dollars in, and boom, that's the home run. Or trading could be the home run. Or what? See, the thing is, whatever it is, you might not know where it's coming from, but you got to stay at the plate, keep swinging. See, as soon as you stop swinging and walk away from everything, then there's no way. There's no way you can get that home run. I've seen people quit and they go other places, and I'm like, keep fighting, man. Keep fighting. I've seen a lady quit in our business before. She was this was 2005 or something. And she just stopped. She stopped swinging, just gave up on the world. She was so mad about network marketing. She was just so mad about this and that. Somebody had come in and stole some of her people. And this lady was talented. I mean, real talented. She called me every day complaining. And I kept telling her, the worst thing you want to do is leave your team hanging. Oh, no, I'm getting my residual. I'm just sitting back getting my residual. I'm going to keep getting my residual. Her residual went from 9,000 to 8,000 to 7,000, 6,000, 5,000. I saw it go down. First 2 months, it wasn't moving. She was good. She was happy. But I knew if you stop working, it ain't going to go up. Unless you have a massive team. If you have built a massive team, that's the goal. That even if you step away, it can. But she stepped away. She quit. See, she could have stayed at the plate swinging and swinging and swinging and swinging. She could have hit another one. But she was so mad at the industry and so mad at some people in the industry who had done her wrong, and they did do her wrong. They did trick her, and they did steal some of her people. But that's people. That's the game. Folk out here, some people don't care about rules. Some people don't care about whether they hurt your feelings or not. You can't, that's the whole point with mindset and personal development. See, if we build ourselves up enough to where if anybody do anything, it ain't gonna bother us. See, let's just go with the premise that everybody out here is crazy. Remember I said that? Because that's what we say, man. He crazy, they crazy. Okay, let's agree with that. Do you think we can change all the crazy people so they won't be crazy no more, or we change us so we can deal with them crazy people and don't care about it? We change us and our mindset, and we get developed to where, I don't care about that. You can better work on us than them. It's a lot of things that I know a lady that's a good friend of mine. This lady still hold grudges from 10, 12 years ago. She's like, Tony, how do you do it? I've seen how people treated you. I've seen how people, did to you. How do you deal with that person? I'm like, that should bother him more than me. It don't bother me. I worked on myself to where okay, you slick. You think you got over on me. Maybe publicly you did, but I'm not. Some people hold grudges. They ain't never talking to nobody ever again. I'm like, man, I'm in business. I'm in business. I'm gonna give y'all a good example. Staying in the fight and doing. So I was in the company for about 9 years. And when the economy hit, the real estate bust, 2008, bad economy, everything dropped. The company was huge and it started going backwards and wouldn't stop. So the people I had, they were jumping. They were jumping. And I'm trying to tell them, hold on, wait a minute. They might can restructure. They might. You know how they do when the coaches leave in college and they jump in that portal? These jokers were jumping in the portal, man. They was jumping. Hey, where you going? I'm going to Melaleuca. I'm going to they were gone, man. It was like they were jumping in that portal, man. Like, I understood, but I was trying to get them it got to a point where it was just funny to me. So when it got to that point, and let me say, I'm just trying to give an example of standing in the fight and understand that business is business. And this guy taught me something. He really did. So he was the president of the company. Let's call him, I'm not gonna give his name, but let's call it Bob Smith. So the whole week he found out that I was leaving. And I was one of the top guys. I was been there 9 years, and I hit every position, the top position. I've been on 9 different trips to Tahiti, Hawaii, Montreux, Switzerland, Monte Carlo, French Riviera, you name it. Hawaii 2 or 3 times, Tahiti 2 or 3 times. We shut down Disney World. I mean, everywhere. So I was their guy. So he calls me every morning. As soon as I wake up, Tony, man, I heard you need to be here. You need to be here. You need to be here. I heard you need to be here. I mean, he talked to me for an hour every day. And then finally that Friday when he called, and he's like, so Bob was like, you changed your mind, I said, well, no, Bob, I can't really, because people have jumped in the portal. I'm trying to hold on to my little few I got left. I got to get out of here, man. Y'all drowning. And eventually that company sold out, and eventually they sunk like the Titanic. It was inevitable. It was drowning. I mean, that thing was going down, And people were on there with the band, like on the Titanic, still playing. So he finally says, all right, Tony, well, you know, attorneys got to do what attorneys got to do. So that meant he's about to sue me now because I was leaving the company. See, you get to a higher level like that, they swear they not. But when you start to where, you know, you made some noise and then you get ready to leave, they're going to sue you. I've been sued 2 or 3 times. So the next day I got a cease and desist. The next day they sent it overnight. And that night I was copying my downline report from the website. They even saw that. They like, you can't do that. That's our material. I'm like, man, that's my group. That's us. That's us. You got to send that back. I'm like, okay, let me make a copy of it. Then I'll send it back to you. But Bob, man, for 2 years, Bob was suing me. I had to hide out. I had to, when I lived in a cul-de-sac in the house, I used to call my wife when I turned the corner to come into the cul-de-sac. And I say, you see him sitting out there? Yeah, it'd be a white guy sitting in the car. He waiting to serve me. So I said, when I count to 5, open that garage. So I'm driving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I come around that cul-de-sac and shoot right into the garage and close. He getting out the car coming on. I ain't answered the door. This was timing perfectly. We had got used to that because I didn't want to, I'm not going to get served. I had to get an attorney to, you know, hold them off for a while. And then 2 years later, while I'm still making payments, because I'm making little payments because they suing me for a lot of money. I'm just trying to hold them off, you know, crying broke. But I was in another company making a lot of money, but I was crying. I'm like, no, I can't pay these guys. So finally, I get a letter 2 years later that the lawsuit had been canceled or dropped. Now, let me tell you why. Because Bob Smith, who signed the lawsuit, he left the company. He left the company. It was three of them, I think. He left the company and went on about his business. Now, if he signed a lawsuit and leave, it's dropped. I didn't know that. So out of the blue, I get a phone call from my attorney, say, man, you a free man. I said, what? He said, yeah, Bob Smith has left the company. So the lawsuit is dropped. I said, what you mean dropped? You mean the man ain't gonna be trying to serve me? And he said, it's over with, man. If he was in front of me, he would have shook me. It's over with. Because I still was believing, hold on, man. 2 years I've been dodging and not answering the phone and all that. But I said all that to get to this point about staying in the fight, being a business person, understanding this business, don't hold grudges, don't. So 2 years, you know, it dropped. And then a year later, Bob Smith opens his own company. And guess who he calls? Hey, Tony, this is Bob. Look, we got a great program over here. We got everything going on over here. You need to be over here, Tony. Bob ain't thinking about he had been suing me. He's like, man, that's business. You still worried about that? They sue each other. They sue each other and keep going. It's business. We hold grudges. Folks hold grudges. We can't let it go. Like I said, my friend can't let it go because this one person didn't respond to her on an inbox message 11 years ago. She's like, I sent her an email. I told her that I really respected her and that she was great. And, you know, I'm really following her. She can be my mentor from afar. And I gave all of that. And she, like the lady always say, I'm about to tell you how she really feels. So I'm going to tell you. And she gave me her ass to kiss. I said, so 11 years later, you holding on to that? This is business. You in the trenches, you're fighting. You need to understand, if your girlfriend says something, you see the person in the trenches. Don't listen to the haters outside. Don't listen to those, because they telling you don't deal with this person. Man, it's business. I'm not saying you got to fall in love with him. Now, I didn't deal with Bob Smith, but I just got a lot of understanding from that. When he called me like it was nothing. I'm sitting on the phone listening to him. I'm thinking, you were suing me for 2 years. And he on the phone, Tony, this will be great for you. I saw what you did in our previous company. I mean, you really, and Tony, I'm giving you your options that I'm like, I'm on the phone thinking, okay, this is how y'all do it. Okay. But I already had that kind of mindset, but I really got it then. When he left, he sued his partners. And now one of them is partnered with him. Tony, he never even brought it up. He never even brought it up. So I'm saying to y'all, if you're in a fight, don't worry about whatever. Understand it's business, man. You don't have to fall in love with the person. You don't even have to deal. You don't have to you get them involved and let them know. Let's run. Let's go. Like he said, it's like the critic says, it's the man or woman that is in the arena fighting. And you can keep fighting. It's haters on the outside, it's everybody on the outside talking stuff, and you dealing with haters on the inside. But he knew if I brought Tony, he had done some things over there, he might could do some. And I talked to him, and I didn't even, I didn't do it. I didn't, I was doing something else. But that phone call was really great when I answered. Tony, Bob Smith here. I'm like, you about to sue me again or what? Tony, I started a great company. We want to fly you out here and we want to do this and that. And I'm like, this was like 2012. I'm telling you, business is business. I'm looking at Hall & Oates right now. One of the greatest bands ever. I love them. I think it's Hall. I think the blonde haired guy is suing Oates for something. He's suing them. Guess what? They still traveling. They still doing concerts. Both of them still on stage. And Hall says, I don't have no problem with Oates. We cool. Hall is suing Oates. When I read that and saw that, I'm like, so I figured that was over and they arguing about money or something. No, they still traveling. They still playing songs together on stage. He's still his friend, he said. He said, man, it's business. I just wanted to make that point. So the first thing we talked about was taking those notes and save them and put them somewhere, and not just notes, videos, clips, or anything that you thought was powerful. Any word that somebody said. If you heard a quote that somebody said, like if I heard Miss Dyer say something about whatever, and I said, wait a minute, what'd you say? Then I write it down. Or if I see something, take a picture. Save it so you can use it again. That was the first thing we talked about. The second thing was that fixed mindset. Dealing with people with that and understanding whether you have that or not. Do you have a fixed mindset? And understand what goes with that? Because the people with the fixed mindset believe that the talent that I was born with, the the intelligence that I have, if I can't win with that, then I can't win. That's a fixed mindset. I was born this way. This is who I am. And I tried some things and it didn't work. The growth mindset, again, is I understand where I am, but let me read some more. Let me watch some videos some more. Let me change my atmosphere more. Let me get in a different environment. So then I can start growing, because the growth mindset believes that you can grow and you can change. The fixed mindset doesn't. And if you intertwine with that and that's your significant other, you better realize it's going to be a battle. And then the third thing I just talked about was the man in the arena and the ones that fighting and fight. See, you don't want to be in a fight and trying to win and you got a grudge with somebody. You need everybody you can. Hey, clear that up. Let's go. If you got to apologize, hey, I'm sorry, man. Let's work together. Let's do it. Let's go. Because you in that fight, you need everybody. You need everybody. You can't just, man, she said something to me, 6 years ago, and I ain't working with that B anymore. Or the old school, like my aunt. My aunt. I know it's Sunday, but my aunt said, that heifer better not ever call me again. That heifer, she still used that word. That heifer, that's old school now. If you're in business, you better be able to get over that kind of stuff and figure out who you can run with and you can work with, how you can talk to people. Even in life, but I'm just saying business is really important. If you in that arena and you fight and you only have, you at that point you got only a certain amount of options, but that other person sitting over here that you mad at, you can't get over that, and that person can help you in business. You better call that person. Let them tell you they can't get over it. All right, that's it. So I did this today because I'm telling you I won't be on in the morning. So I wanted to put this out. I didn't want to leave it. I got a flight I got to take, but I'll be back Tuesday morning. I won't be there tomorrow morning, and I posted to say that. But have people see who's gonna watch this. Do they always have to watch me live? Can you watch the video and comment on it? If you watched the video and you wasn't on the live today, please comment on it. Say something about it. Please, please, please. That's all she wrote. There you go. Pen and the pencil broke. I'm Audi 5. She wrote, pen, the pencil broke. Boom.